Now, this is a very vast topic. In fact, this is a different topic that I would cover. I'm guessing this would be related to sexual sins, sexual purity, and that's in that lines. I have a different talk about only this particular topic. Maybe one day we can talk about it. But I'll just give you 2-3 points, right, which will help you to keep yourself in check. I had mentioned this during my talk, bringing every thought captive. This is very, very important, right? When you're alone, when we are tempted to do something, it doesn't start one fine day. It just doesn't say, I'm going to do this. It starts with a thought, right? And many times we have to fight at the first thought level, right? The first thought that we get, that's the thought that we need to fight, right? Very beautiful verse. I love these verses. 2 Corinthians chapter 10, verse 3-5. And it reads like this: For though we live in the world, we do not wage war as the world does. Yes, we live in the world, but we do not wage war like the world does. But our war is different, okay? It says, the weapons we fight with are not the weapons of the world. On the contrary, they have the divine power to demolish strongholds. So these are some strongholds that are there in our lives. And the power that we have to fight it are not the weapons that this world uses. Verse 5 says, we demolish arguments and every pretension that sets itself up against the knowledge of God, and we take every thought captive to make it obedient to Christ. And that is the main thing, to make every thought captive, to control your thoughts from the initial thought and make it obedient unto Christ. I think that's a very difficult thing, right? But when you achieve it, you will sense the joy of achieving it. And you will like, you know what? That's where I need to fight. So start with the thought level, right? Think of the first time you get tempted with something. If you're going to watch something and you feel that it's going to tempt you, go watch it, right? Even the first thought, okay, today evening I can go home and I can watch this. You know clearly that time itself your intention behind watching something. So stop it, right? Do not stop yourself. Ted Roberts, in one of his book, he says our biggest sex organ is what? It's the brain, right? So we need to take every thought captive. Second thing is fight with the word of God, right? In the armor of God passage, Ephesians chapter 6, it's interesting that there was only one thing that we have for fighting. The rest, everything is for defending, right? And that's in verse 17. It says, and take the helmet of salvation, Ephesians chapter 6 verse 17, take the helmet of salvation and the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God, right? So we fight with the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of God. So the only thing we have to fight with is the word of God. And I think this has helped me a lot, right? Memorizing verses, reading from the word, having a quiet time, involved in reading the word of God together with friends, all these things help me to get far away from these things. In fact, these verses reminded me of where I should be. One verse, I'll just quickly describe this. It's very small. It says, submit yourself to God. Submit to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. James chapter 4 verse 7. 3 things, okay? Submit to God, resist the devil, and he will flee from you. So the first thing every time what I do is, when I get a temptation, I close my eyes and I say, God, I submit to you. I know I don't have the power to do this on my own, but I submit to you this thought, this very thought, and I don't want this to continue into something else. Me, by submitting myself to God, it allows God to push away the devil, right? And you don't have to do anything for the devil to move away from you, and he will automatically move. So fight with the word of God. Learn verses, memorize verses, look at verses that will help you out. Third is accountability. Have some accountable partners, right? My primary accountable partner is my wife. Then I have 2-3 mentors of mine. I have 2-3 friends who are believers. So speak to them, talk to them, ask them to keep you accountable, ask them to ask you every week. And these are some ways. It's a very big topic, but I hope this answers. First is bringing every thought captive. Second is fight with the word of God. And third is accountability. Find someone you can be accountable to.